Ashley.
She hit Black status in just 8 months and then Black status level 1 in just 3.5 years. She was formerly an office admin and waitress, but now leads a team of over 25,000 presenters with a large majority in Canada. She is a wife, she is a mother to 3 beautiful kids, and she describes herself as a zombie nerd who is addicted to Netflix as well as TikTok. She has found a new fire in her business through Hostess Posts and proves to continue to women that being shy and introverted doesn't stop you from massive success in this business. Traveled all the way from Ontario. Please give a standing applause.
Oh, there I am. Okay. So, my name's Natalie, Jarrett, and I'm a Black status level 1 from Stony Creek, Ontario. And I just want to say that before I start, I'm super nervous. I'm not a public speaker. I am petrified of speaking in a group of 10. I'm petrified of doing a Facebook Live. So this is super scary for me. I am shaking. I've been shaking since I left Toronto. And usually when I do these public speaking, I have done it a few times, usually I have everything written out for me. And like, I've written it myself, obviously, but I usually write it all out. I memorize everything word for word, and when I get up, I'm so scared that I end up standing there, shaking in my boots, reading the thing. And although I still get the content out there, I'm always just amazed when I see people come up on stage and they just kill it. And they don't have notes. Like Deanna, she got up here, she's amazing. And I've always been so jealous of those girls that were able to do that. And that was never me. And this content that I'm going to be talking to you guys about today, I know it, I believe it in my soul, I believe it in my heart. And I've talked about it enough that I was like, maybe this is the time that I can actually, step outside my comfort zone and be that person that maybe stands up without all the notes and actually, kills it. So here we go. Then I chickened out last night and wrote some notes. So there we go. Okay, so let's, okay, so here's the title, sponsoring through Hostess Posts. Deanna had an amazing talk this morning, and mine's just kind of like a continuation on with that. And I call them Hostess Posts. A lot of you guys call them affiliates, whatever you want to call them. The reason why I call them Hostess Posts is because as a large team in Canada, there is a lot of training out there for affiliate links. So if you've ever seen any of the US presenters do affiliate link trainings, those are amazing. I tried those before and it did not work for me. So when I saw a training that was in my local area in June, she gave us some really good advice about how to adapt it to Canada. And I kind of took that home with me and adapted it to what would work for me, tried it out. And so I learned that we do things very, very differently than how they do them in the US. And because I wanted to be able to train my team to do it the way that I tried it and that it worked in Canada, I called them something different. But otherwise, call them whatever you want. It's the same thing. We're just gonna continue on. Instead of talking about sales like Deanna was talking about, we're gonna talk about it in a sponsoring. Okay, so my story. I'm not gonna tell you guys a little bit about me, but I wanna tell you guys my story as far as sponsoring. Because when I first started, I would sponsor 8 to 10 people a month. For me, that's a lot. And I would do that for months and months and months. That's how I got to Black status. That's how I got to Black status level 1, was focusing on sponsoring. There came a time I would say about a year and a half ago, that all of a sudden I could not sponsor. Not only could I not sponsor, but when I finally did get somebody to finally join my team, I couldn't launch them strong. And that kind of perpetuated this like circle in my head where I was like, okay, what is the point of sponsoring if I know that when they finally join, they're not gonna do anything? So there was a long period of time that I had lost all confidence in myself to sponsor. And then that's when, for about a year and a half, that's how it was. What was it, when we launched the 4D May, that's when I saw the affiliate training from an American. I tried that, it didn't work, and that's when I started to adapt it into how it would work for me in Canada. When I started doing that, I went from selling $500 to $1,000 in PRS a month, which is, I've never been a top seller. I went from that to selling thousands a month. It was a drastic change. But at the same time, I don't want to be a selling robot. I do not want to be that person that's constantly selling. It's not where my passion is. I love the products, absolutely, but my passion, what really drives me in this business, what really wakes me up and makes me, excited about what we do is not the products, it's the opportunity, and it's watching other people change lives, and it's being a part of that. So I really started to focus on, instead of making it so I'm selling like crazy, I wanted to change it so that I was sponsoring like crazy. So I went from sponsoring 0 to 3 people a month, which was for me not that great, to when I started doing it through affiliates or hostess posts, to sponsoring about 10 to 15 a month. And that's not doing like a 30-day run, that's just every month, that's how it is. And not only that, but when people actually joined me, they were selling as well. So it wasn't just about me doing this, it was about watching other people do it. And that's what really got me going and really excited all over again. So with the past 25 people that I sponsored in the last month and a half, every single one of them, every single one has sold. Every single one, and I'm talking about kidnappers too. Every single one of them. So this works. All right, next slide. All right. We're gonna talk a little bit about why we sponsor. I'm a little bit of a nut, so sorry. It's not a corporate event, so I was like, yeah, let's put this pie up here. All right. So we're going to talk about why it's 100% my focus. We did a training yesterday with a bunch of the leaders, and Sasha reminded me of something that I kind of always say to everybody, and that's like, you don't want to be that person that's always stuck selling. So you don't want to be, selling $2,000 every single month for the rest of your life. You want to be able to earn that long-term residual income, and whether or not your goals and your dreams are to make like the big bucks, or whether or not it's just to make the $500 a month. Wouldn't it be nice if you knew that was going to be consistent every single month without having to sell thousands of dollars worth of product? So you do that through really focusing on sponsoring. And like I said earlier, it has always been my focus, and it's always been my passion. So I'm never on the top sales charts for anything, because it's not what I want. I want to sponsor people, and I want to coach people, and I want to be their cheerleader. And that's where that long-term residual income comes from. So with this, and why there's a giant pie on the screen, is because I'm going to relate this in a way that we're going to talk about pie. That's what. All right, so let's talk about as if you were a white or yellow status, pink being $2,000 in company wholesale sales, right? Now, if we related that to a pie, and I was to give you a gigantic pie to your face and said every month, you have to eat this by yourself. Well, you might be able to do that a few times. You might be able to do that for a few years even. But after a while, if I keep giving you that same giant Costco-sized apple pie, you're gonna hate pie, like a lot. And you're gonna hate me. You're gonna want nothing to do with it. Every time, like you won't even wanna say pie at all. You'll be like, get, right? However, if I give you that giant Costco pie, and I give it to you every single month, and I say, hey, invite three friends over and share this. And then the next month, invite 3 friends over and share this. And now you guys, all 3 of you guys, 4 now, because it's 3, you guys each invite a few people to share. Well, what happens is that, well, you're gonna have a lot more fun. It becomes more social. You're not gonna hate me, which is super important. It's easy, it's exciting. You'll probably be like happy, you won't hate pie. And the most important thing is the more the people that you start inviting month after month, the easier it is to eat it. Next thing you know, you're like, hey Nat, I need more pie, send 2 pies. Well, that's blue status, right? Because that's $4,000 in company wholesale sales. It gets easier and easier and easier to reach those goals. So it's so important to sponsor and bring people into your team. When I first started, I looked at the compensation chart, and it's like $80,000 in company wholesale sales to get to black status. And I didn't understand the business. I've never done this before. So when I looked at that, I was like, no way can I ever hit that. No way will I ever be able to do $80,000 in company wholesale sales. That's impossible. That's an insane amount. But I wasn't thinking about it in the way that if the more people I bring in, the easier it'll be to reach those things. And so obviously I was able to hit that, but now with my team, we hit that in like our first day. So it gets easier and easier. So just keep thinking, you've got to bring more people in so that you have more people to help you reach your goals. All right, next slide. Okay, so Deanna talked a little bit about this, but with Hostess Post or affiliates, it's not important whether or not you sell. It's not important whether or not you sponsor. The most important thing that you can be doing is making sure that you add new friends, right? I do not attach myself to a sale. I don't attach myself to a Hostess Post earning or hostess earning her free 4D, nothing like that. All I care is that I've made new friends. And so I can look honestly at my hostess that over the past few months, none of them have flopped. None of them have flopped. I mean, they might think they flopped, but none of them have flopped for me because I've got new friends from them every single time. When I started this business, I've been around for 5 years. And when I started, I had 40 friends on Facebook. I was actually anti-Facebook, anti-Instagram. I don't even know if was Instagram around then? Yeah, probably. I was not that person that was super social on social media. I only had 40 friends, and I can tell you when I joined, nobody bought from me. So I was like, this isn't gonna work. I learned very quickly that it's not about selling to my friends. It's about finding new friends and finding new people to sell to. And so I kind of referred to it as like a funnel. So if I had stuck with my original 40 friends, not made a single new one, well, all those people, after I talked to them and sent them a message, they trickle out the bottom. They either purchase, they don't purchase, or they become somebody on my team. Well, eventually, that top funnel part, it empties and it runs dry very quickly. So it's very important that we're always stuffing in new friends up at the top so that we can find those people that we can talk to offer the opportunity, to offer them to do another Hostess Post for us, or to offer for them to purchase, or just to even help us build our algorithms on Facebook. Okay, next slide. Oh, it's so tiny.
Oh, sorry.
Got to read it. Okay, I'm gonna walk over on this side. Why is it so tiny? Where's the rest of it? Okay. Okay.
I can read it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll read it. I think we're missing some. Is there like a little no back? No? Okay. So the approach. I'm just gonna wing it. There's 2 different ways that I offer the opportunity. And the first one is to sponsor my hostess. Always sponsor your hostess. It's the easiest way to sponsor, guys. It's so, so easy. Here's what I say. And I say this to them because some people are gonna ask me, they're gonna be like, hey, but what happens if nobody is interested? What if they posted, not a single person commented? That's cool. This is what I say. So her name's Kim in this instance. Kim, so exciting. Looks like you have a few friends interested. I need to mention this before we go further. So you know what? There's a group, so I'll copy and paste it and put it in there so that you guys can actually like copy and paste it too. I need to mention this before we go further. If you have ever thought about joining me or making some extra money, it would be worthwhile for you to do this now because I'd much rather you make the commission. So I make sure that they know that I'm making commission off this. I'd rather them make the commission. I offer that to them. That's just being a good friend. So don't even like think of it as being spammy or whatever. Like you're just being a decent person by offering them a chance to make that money off of their own friends. You see how easy this is, because literally copying and pasting. And don't worry, I'll still tell you what to post, only this way you make the money and you get the free 4D, plus the starter kit is insane right now. No pressure either way, just wanted to mention it. I don't tie myself to that. So I send that to them, even if they have nobody that is interested. They don't know. They don't know that nobody's interested. So I still, and it's true, if you've ever run these before, affiliates, or they'll message, like they'll have like crickets and they'll be like, how many did I sell? They don't know. So I just stick with it. So that's my number one way. I always sponsor the host as much as possible. But I mean, at the same time, there's lots of people that they just don't want to, and that's fine. Like, so great, I'll take the money, you get the free 4D, win-win. Okay, so to upsell someone that's interested in the mascara, first I tell them about the product. So for example, Kim has her hostess post, Jenny comments on it, interested. So I say, okay, I'm like Deanna, I'm like, dude, sending you a message, check your messages. If you don't see it, send me a message, I'll pop up. When I send it to them, I send them the standard, it's $35 plus tax message, right? That's it. Copy, paste, send, that's it. And then I give it like 15 seconds, I don't know, enough time that I can go find the next copy and paste thing, copy. And what I send is, and it's not up there, it sucks. First tell about the product and price, because I copy and paste it, guys, it's not in my brain. Just so you know, because others are buying it, that's an important part that you need to make sure you're saying, just so you know, because others are buying it, because like humans, we're like lemmings. We're like, oh, she's buying that? Okay, I want to buy it too. So you gotta make sure you say, just so you know, because others are grabbing it. The kit right now, I don't say starter kit, I don't say presenter's kit, I don't say any of that. The kit right now is amazing. It's worth almost $600. You get the 4D, you get lash growth serum, you get a mask, you get a free bag, and it's only for an extra $84. No pressure either way, so I say that. And then I send a really awesome picture of the presenter's kit. And so again, if they want the 4D, awesome. If they want the starter kit, fantastic. I have upsold quite a few. I would say about half and half right now. So saying that little message, which I'll post it in your group for you guys, it works a charm. It really, really works. Fantastic. And so those are my two approaches by using hostess posts. All right, next slide. The third part of it, and this is important, is building the relationship with people. So, because I said I don't tie myself to whether or not they purchase. I don't tie myself to whether or not they join. It's the relationship. So what I do is I make sure that as soon as I've added them as a friend, I'm networking, we're in network marketing, I send compliments to people. I don't like being that salesy person. I'm not that kind of person. That's just not me. That's not my personality. So I'm not like super gung-ho, but I can send a compliment to just about anybody. So by just sending a compliment and being a decent human, well, yeah, I'm uplifting another person and I'm getting my name, because they don't know who I am, I get my name up in their notifications. they'll be like, oh yeah, Natalie with she's the mascara girl. Or maybe they don't even remember me at all. They're like, who the heck is this person? Click on it, they'll come and they'll check out my wall, right? They're coming to see who I am. So compliments go a long way. Comment and like on their posts. So I always make sure that when I'm adding a new friend and they're not a unique presenter, that I use Facebook lists. I still use Facebook lists. Hopefully you guys all know what that is. But I put them into a list where I call them potential presenters. And then basically, it's a really great way that when I have like 15 minutes to go scroll my Facebook, I'm only scrolling and seeing non-presenters and people that have at once liked or commented on the mascara. So they're already makeup people. That we're adding these as friends by doing these. So I'll go and I'll comment on their posts, or I'll send a heart, whatever. But again, that just really helps with my Facebook engagement. It helps to build me back up so that they start seeing my next posts, because I really, really focus on building up my algorithms on Facebook. Messenger, same thing. So I'll send a compliment through Messenger, but I'll also send them a message like, hey, would you love to get a free 4D mascara? Stuff like that. I really focus on my Messenger a lot. And the big thing is belief. So when I offer the opportunity to people, because I do, through Messenger, I make sure they know that I think they would be awesome at this. It's just kind of breathing that belief into them, because if they don't believe they can do it, they're not going to join. They're just not. Next slide. Okay, so using your Facebook to build your brand and mix it up. So we don't want to be unique robots. People come on Facebook to be entertained. They're not coming on to purchase. They're not coming on to find an opportunity and start making money. Lots of times it's been a long day for them and they just really want to come on and be entertained. That's what people are on social media for. Or to be nosy. That could be the other reason. Either way. So these are kind of my 3 examples. I do a 1 in 3 rule. So I'll do a unique post, and here's my examples here. Welcomes, lives. Make sure you do every single time you have somebody join your team, whether they're a kidnapper or not, welcome them on your wall. You will have, like, so many times, I don't just sponsor 1, I sponsor 3 all in the same day. Because as soon as I post a welcome post, other people are like, oh, dude, yeah, I was thinking about that. And they actually like take the jump and they actually do it. So welcome posts are huge, guys. Make sure you're doing it. Facebook Lives, I'm not a big Facebook Live person. Kind of suck at them. And tutorials, really. But I put that up there in case you're good at them. Makeup tips, lip color looks, Halloween ideas, shout outs, incentive trip things. Just because you didn't earn the incentive trip doesn't mean you can't post about it, guys. Work from home stuff, something you purchased, even if it's getting groceries, something weird you bought at Walmart. I don't know, I do that all the time. Excitement posts, incentive trip stuff, all that kind of things that I lump into a unique post. I do 1 in 3. So that way it's kind of making sure that I hit everything and people start seeing uniques, but they also see the other stuff. Personality posts. I put up my what in the nuts. It's like a new thing I'm doing. Deanna was talking about how people really love fashion stuff. I suck at fashion. Like, I have to always message Sasha and be like, can I walk out in public like this? She's like, no. Okay. So, can I wear this on stage? No. Tuck it in halfway. Okay, I don't know how to do that. So I always kind of make fun of myself, but whatever your personality is, if you're good at fashion, that's awesome for you. Do that, not this. Day-to-day goings on, things that I post like my kids, my family, exciting news, asking for advice. We heard that earlier too, but I'm like, oh, what's a good burger in this place? I don't know, wherever, right? So whatever I can do to post that more shows who you are as a person, and you don't have to change who you are to match what you think everybody else is doing on Facebook. Be you. Whether it's funny or heartfelt or whatever, mix it up, but make sure people start to feel like they can get to know you on Facebook. The third one, I just put hobbies and interests. I'm a big nerd with Netflix and stuff, but make sure you put fun engagement posts, memes and vines and interactive posts, ask questions. This is one that I just showed as an example. It's John Wick is the answer, just so you know. If you don't agree with me, I don't know. So, yeah, I just put that up as, again, find those kind of things. I find them all over Pinterest and Google Images and all that kind of stuff. Or I steal other people's, but I let them know, I'm like, dude, I'm taking this. This is fine. No. Take them. You can take any of mine too, I don't care. Don't even ask me, just take it. And also, new thing for me is TikToks. I'm obsessed with them. I have an issue, this problem. I stood in the snow for like 20 minutes today shooting a snow one. You're like, what are you doing? It's just ignore me. My hair looks like crap now, but it's okay. So yeah, that kind of stuff. Also make sure you're putting it in your stories. Stories are, I don't remember what the percentage is, but most people are actually more engaged on stories than on their Facebook posts. So don't forget about your stories. And it's great because people are more engaged on their Instagram stories as well. So that's what I kind of like about TikTok is that when you do one, it's a little video app. It's kind of like Instagram but videos. When you do it, it automatically saves to your phone. So then you can go into your stories, plop it up on your stories on your Facebook, plop it up on your stories in your Instagram. It's like a 3-fer that you get all 3. It's awesome. So make sure you're doing all 3 things and don't forget about the unique ones. So 1 in 3, and that way you're constantly always having people coming in. They're like, what's Natalie up to? What's her what in the nuts? I get that question a lot. It's really weird. Like, how come you haven't done one today? I'm like, I don't know, because I'm wearing pajamas and slippers. Like, I'm not doing it. So make sure you mix it all up because people will start to want to be like, well, what you up to today? What's happening? And that's what you want, both for your engagement, but also to help you make it look like you're having fun. Because if you look like you're desperate, people aren't going to join your team. Make sure you look like you're having fun. Next slide. Okay, closing the deal. So, big thing. A lot of people don't close the deal. What you doing? I kind of refer to this as if like you were like I used to be a waitress, but it's like as if I went through all the process of getting them their drinks and their food, and then I was like, you know what? Don't want the tip. Hey, Joe, take that table for me, and then they just take the tip. Like, why would I do? I did all the work, but I'm not collecting the money, and that's what I'm referring to with closing the deal. Make sure you are getting your tip. Make sure you're not leaving any money on the table, and that happens primarily through follow-ups. If they don't purchase right away, get them to purchase later, dude. Make sure you send them messages, follow up with them, check in on them. And like very often to follow up, a simple message is, hey, I'm putting in Jenny's group order on Friday. Did you still want that mascara? It's just something simple, don't overthink it, but make sure you send that message. Messages and comments for follow-up. So say they didn't get in on the group order, right? They've added you as a friend, they've accepted you, right? Make sure you still send them messages, compliment or whatever. I count all of that as a follow-up. Even if I send them even if I comment on their post. So if they posted like a really cute pic of their kid, and I comment on their pic of their kid, I still count that as a follow-up because my name just got zoned into their brains. They don't even know it. So I count that as a follow-up. Make sure you're constantly building that relationship. Oh, I already said relationship, there we go. Most importantly, with this is you are creating trust. If they don't trust you, if they don't trust their friend, they're not gonna join you, they're not gonna buy anything from you, nothing's gonna happen. So that's why it's so important to make sure, as the previous slide said, you are constantly putting yourself out there and showing who you are because that creates trust. By doing those things and being yourself, people will start to trust you. They start to know you, or at least they think they know you. They know you as the person that you put yourself out to be. So creating trust is absolutely huge and it's pivotal for all aspects of our business. Nobody will join your team if they don't trust. Oh, I already said that. Good. Next one. Trust comes from relatability. So also, if you can find a way to relate with somebody, bonus. That's like amazing. Because people, as soon as you have a connection, whatever that might be, that is huge for creating trust and connection on a human level. Commonality is key. So if you see anything like that, you have a connection with them, like they have I have twins, so I connect so easily with twin moms. I was like, oh, you have twins? Oh, totally. Like, let's just discuss all the craziness with twins. So it's super easy to just find that connection because it creates trust. Next slide. Oh, keywords to use. I love these. Okay. Right, top one, most important. I say it 3,000 times, and I'll say it to a brand new presenter. I say it to somebody that's been around for a long time. I say it to somebody interested in joining, even with like the hostess post. It's easy. Easy is important. People will not do something if they think it's going to be complicated or hard. So you have to kind of remind them. Like our business, it's easy. It's not rocket science. You copy and paste. And I think most of you guys either have an upline, or I'm your upline, or Sasha or any of the other girls in here. They probably have something that you can copy and paste. So it really is as simple as that. There's no excuses, really. So make sure you tell people it's so easy. If you can copy and paste, you're good. You will do amazing. That's the second keyword I use. I say this to all my hostesses before they join or before they do their first post. I say, you would be amazing. When they're doing their hostess post for me, I'll message them and be like, oh man, you were killing it. You were doing amazing. Constantly building people up and create that belief inside of them. You were killing it. I think I combined those two. Okay, see how awesome you are. Again, if I have a couple sales that have come in, I'm like, oh, see how awesome you are? You've already sold 3. You are rocking this. Builds them up and makes them feel good. Even if they don't join, it's still like it's just being an awesome person. Just build them up. All we do is copy and paste. Again, it's really kind of honing in on the fact how easy it is right now to do this. And they need to know before they join that it really is this simple. And this is another one, and it's just kind of like an answer to something, because a lot of times the people are like, oh, I don't think my friends will buy anything. Okay, but do your friends like free stuff? Because mine do, and that's all you need. If you have friends that like free stuff, you are good to go. All right, next. Oh, I brought more pie. All right, no doesn't mean no. No isn't forever. It's just not right now. Use the feel, felt, found method, the 3 Fs. You're at the leadership thing. Don't give it a straight face right now. Ask your leaders. I'm not saying it. Not saying it. Okay. So, okay. No doesn't mean no. So I spoke at the Vancouver Empower You, and one question that I asked everybody was, before you joined, if you ever said no or thought no before you joined, put up your hand. Okay, look around, guys. If you ever thought no, or said no to the person that offered you the opportunity, that you didn't think you could do this, raise your hand. That's like 90% of you. That's like most, right? So most people, it takes a little time. I had somebody join, I had 3 months ago, who'd been watching my posts for years. She said no to me so many times, and I was like, dude, she finally did it, and she's amazing, and she's gonna be pink probably this next month, she'll be pink. But no doesn't mean no forever. Situations change in people's lives, and just because they don't see themselves doing this or needing to do this right now doesn't mean that in the future that might change. Also, I want you to notice that he's not getting offended because Sean William Scott doesn't want the pie. Like, he's not crying. He's fine. He's like, dude, like, it's delicious. You're missing out. But he doesn't want any. He might want pie later, but he's not tying himself to that. So if somebody says no to you, don't take that offensively, right? Don't be upset. Just move on to the next person. There's so many more other people out there to find. Don't tie yourself and don't get offended just because right now they're not hungry and they don't want any pie. Now, also, the feel, felt, found method is what you can do to plant the seed so that maybe one day when they do need this opportunity in their lives, you've planted the seed for them to come back to you. And it's simple as, I know how you feel. So okay, let's do it as an example. So say somebody says, well, right now, I don't have the extra money for the kit, which is like what most people say to me. I don't have any money right now. Like, okay, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. That's the second F. So you're connecting with them on a human level. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. So again, that's that commonality. So right now, that's dropping any kind of protective wall that they put up in front of them as an excuse that they can't do this. And then you give them a reason why you think that they could. And so you'll say, what I found was I ended up having to sell some stuff from around my house. That's how I funded my kit. I made my kit money back in my first 2 weeks. It's changed my life, and now I'm able to stay home and be at home with my babies all the time. So that's my feel, felt, found. Now you're gonna be like, but Nat, I don't work from home. Like that's not my story. Use my story. Like nothing says that you can't say, well, my friend, she had twins when she joined, and she now is able to stay home. There's no reason why you can't just give them a story of your friend, right? Same with any other excuse out there, is that, if they say, well, I don't have any time right now, like, yeah, me neither. I didn't have any time. What I found, when I started, my twins were 6 months old, true story. What I found is that when they sat down, when they went down for a nap, which was like almost never, is when I was actually able to pop on and make a quick post and make some extra money. So just making sure that you're planting that seed. When you say the feel, felt, found method, again, don't attach yourself to them definitely wanting to join and be like, okay, well, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go sell some stuff, let's go do it. They might not, but they're gonna keep it in their head that eventually, when they do need to do this, they'll be like, oh yeah, well, Natalie said, like, I could sell some stuff and maybe I could do this, and then I'd make my money back right away. Next page. Oh, it's tiny again. Okay, so I took some snippets of some people that have been doing these hostess posts, and they've actually messaged me saying like how amazing it's working for them. And I'm not saying that to be boastful, but I wanted to show you guys because it works. That's the reason why I got up here and told you guys my sponsoring story, because I went from having a hard time to being able to sponsor like crazy, and not just sponsor like crazy, but that have them sponsor. So this is huge right now, and if you do it the way that Deanna was saying, not only will you sell, not only will you sponsor, but you'll be growing a team. It'll be a lot easier to eat that pie. Summary. Oh, there's some bits missing. Oh, I suck. Okay. Hostess posts to network. Most important. Sponsor your hostess. Upsell the kit. Keep it easy breezy. And that's it for me, guys.